Greetings everyone and welcome to TFT Tarot for today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. This is me, Oberon, with Goth Tarot, my weekly look into the shadow issues, philosophies, depressions, hauntings, the gifts that the darkness may give us, all these kind of things expressed through about 6 or 7 cards that I throw from a variety of decks that are all geared towards crows and magic and ghosts and vampires. So let's get started with what I call the Dark Design, which I take from the Murder of Crows Tarot. That's the Wheel of Fortune. Got some glare going on there. And the Dark Design is our focus for the week. It's what's kind of going on, what your environment is like. Because this is a collective reading, it is intended to apply more or less to everybody. But I do realize from some of my wonderful fans who write to me or leave a comment on occasion that sometimes these readings seem very specific to the person who's reading it. Like, oh my goodness, this is what's going on. Well, thank you. It's not my intention to read personally for however many people watch Goth Tarot, but I do feel that most of the time we are all going through very similar stuff. So if it resonates strongly, please consider leaving a comment or sharing it with others or liking it or things like that. All right, so I'm going to get started then with the Dark Design. The Dark Design. This is coming up so often in so many other card readings. It's the reversed Three of Swords. Three of Swords reversed says this is a time of recovering from a deep heartache. You may actually feel like the heart was broken. That's what it kind of feels like, a broken heart. Take care. It could be from that collective sense the idea that the world itself is really broken right now, and Goth people or anybody who's sensitive or intuitive is feeling that very strongly, the sense of extreme heartache. But it is reversed, so we are recovering. It's just really kind of difficult. All right, and of course, this means we are haunted. Haunted by the impact of this, or by what we know led to this, or by what we know will still remain impacting us in either good or bad ways. I call that the dark shadows, for which I use the Ghost Tarot to see what the energy or situation is that haunts us. And the card fell out, so I'm using it. It's the reversed Eight of Cups. What haunts us is that we feel powerless and ineffective to move towards our better selves, our better situations, the way the card normally looks. We find that there's still something. It's not exactly that it's undone, that it needs to be finished, but that something is holding us back. Something is telling us we are not really ready to move to a new vista or stage. And as in the manner of tarot, many times these are things that are within ourselves that are holding us back. It's not necessarily external forces that is doing that. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the Night Sun Tarot for looking at the dark truth. The dark truth represents the total reality, the backdrop, the major premise or plot of our novel, the novel of our lives. It tells us what it is that's really there for us, whether it shows up in those other cards there or not. This is really the reality. The dark truth. It's the upright Ace of Cups. I like it. I'm going to have to say that. The reality is that, of course, you, all of you, are full of beginning love, are full of love. It's weird that we're goth because we really do love the world. We just don't love how the world operates, because the world doesn't operate the way it should in our mind. That actual hopeful, loving emotions are generally purged or meant to be denied, only allowed for certain people or situations, things like that. So that's the dark truth, that we know the world really could be this. Total unconditional love for all. It could be that. What is the dark sacrifice? Also pulled from the Night Sun Tarot. The dark sacrifice represents the sorrows that we're bearing, or maybe the things that challenge us to give up something in order to make our lives better. It's the upright Queen of Pentacles. And the dark sacrifice could be that we have to let the world be the world, that maybe sometimes we just passively resist making changes. We let nature, we let some other spirit of comfort, could be within us, but maybe we're just acting as an avatar rather than directly informed ourselves. And so what we need to give up is the idea that maybe something else saves us. Something else saves the world, comforts the world, makes the world flourish in many ways. And you know, a lot of times I feel that, to me, the Queen of Pentacles is an avatar itself of the Empress. So if those qualities I've described seem similar to the Empress, that's why. But the Queen of Pentacles is that minor version of the Empress, and maybe we need to sacrifice the idea that the spirit of the world can actually save the world. It may not be able to save itself. Sorry for that. But you know, that of course sucks. Really sucks. And so now I move on to the Vampire Tarot to tell us what the dark spiral is. What is the extreme negative, vampirizing things, draining things that are causing those effects in our lives, that drain our energy to try to find this love, to try to find this Mother Earth, to try to make those Eight of Cups lead us towards a better path. What is draining us that prevents these things? What is our dark spiral? It's the reversed King of Cups. And the reversed King of Cups, while it could be an external, a person in our lives who pretends to be beneficent but is in fact some sort of psychic vampire, some sort of person that drains us with their hopelessness perhaps, or just with not being able to truly share hope, share goodwill, share good tidings. Yeah, I think a reverse King of Cups would make an excellent vampire. But it could also be ourselves. Maybe it's not that friend who's always negative and always hopeless. Maybe it's ourselves that is that. And so we need to try to turn that around. Try to look at the love that is there. Try to work with the healing energies of the world we have. We are not magically, well, I don't think most of us are adept enough to truly create that sense of high-powered magic, Doctor Strange magic. But we can all do our part to send beneficent energies of healing to the planet, to the spirit of the planet, and to ourselves. I put the King of Cups here behind the other deck's Ace of Cups because the cups represent the continuum of emotion. And I think it's important for all of us to realize we're best when we're trying to send a good vibration rather than just share our negativity. So now I want to close the reading with the Crow's Magic Tarot. And the Crow's Magic Tarot is used specifically to show us that despite all this, we have a gift. It's a dark gift, but it's a way that our darkness helps us actualize what these realities are, what these forces are, and maybe gives us that better perspective to build on. The dark gift. The hunches, intuitions, insights, abilities, or skills. Joy! Look at that. Another upright Ace of Cups. Now, one of the reasons why I like to use multiple decks is because when I'm working with a specific idea for Goth Tarot, if the same card but in different decks shows up, it gives me a stronger impression about what that meaning is. And so I would have to say that here, that this was the dark truth, this is the dark gift. They're both the same because that really is our reality. We have never lived in a time where so many of us need to find our heart, find our voice, find our crown, and radiate our being out there and receive back the universe's blessing. I know this doesn't sound like goth talk to you, but really it is. The light and the dark are both the same. You can't have shadows without light. I don't know what the metaphor is the other way around, but I know they are a continuum. And I'm not essentially binary in that respect, but I do know that it is a pendulum and that there is that liminal area of grayness in between. That's a perfect honey spot. It just doesn't always work that way for any of us, maybe. So I wanted to leave you with a little bit of hope, though. Remember, the possibilities for love, peace, pleasure are always ready to manifest. I love you all, my Goth people, my tarot tribe. Take care until the next time. Bye now.